Yo, we back, y'all. Awesome takes, man. Everybody's, oh, you chilling for the buy? You chilling for the buy? No, I ain't chilling for the buy. I'm just trying to see what's going on, y'all. So there's a lot going on. Hey, you see they took the play calling, what they say Kevin Stefanski gave up the play calling. I ain't care about that one, y'all. I don't know if Haslam came down and said we got to change something, or Stefanski made that decision. What you think? You think Stefanski made that decision? I don't know, but it was looking bad. The offense looking stale. The defense is knowing what you about to run. So hopefully Tommy Rees get this play calling together, y'all. All right, so let's get into Tommy Rees and this play calling. One thing about it is I believe that is so good for Shedeur Sanders. Hopefully y'all think it's good for Shedeur Sanders, because when we think about it, would you really want Kevin Stefanski to call plays for Shedeur Sanders?
Hell no!
I wouldn't. By the way you showing that you don't want to play him, I most definitely don't want you calling the plays for him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we got to look at this in the good way with the Tommy Rees situation. I'm most definitely looking at it in the good way. Next on that list, we got to see what he could do with Gabriel. We see Flacco. He just threw for 475. That's ridiculous. He just threw for 475 and couldn't barely throw for, we couldn't get 30 points, and he barely getting 200 yards here. You know, but he just threw for almost 500 there. That's ridiculous, y'all. You see Jacoby Brissett? He just got him a win over the Dallas Cowboys with the Cardinals. They just named him the starter. You know that was one of our quarterbacks too, right? It's ridiculous, man. So we have to see. Now, the main thing is, the question is it going to be the same playbook and he just calling the plays, or is this Tommy Rees playbook? Because we got to see, was it your playbook or your play calling? That's one of the big questions. Another thing is, Dylan Gabriel might look good. What if he looks good up under Tommy Rees' playbook or his play calling? Then where do we go from there? We got a lot of questions. One thing about it is, I believe Tommy Rees is going to try to do what he could do. He's going to try to do the damn thing. You can't say he's going to go out here and try to be fluky or try to lose. He most definitely is not trying to do that. Tommy Rees is trying to find a job. Tommy Rees wants to be a college coach next year, or he wants to continue to be an offensive coordinator, maybe even a head coach somewhere. If he looks super good, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we do not know. We don't know. I just think it's a good move. When Dorsey did it, they scored points under Dorsey. They looked better under Dorsey. He was a college coach. He had Alabama. You know, he came from there, so you might go with the players a little better. You know, with younger players, it might resonate on them a little better. From the news, I'm hearing Quishon Judkins going to be back, so that's a good thing. You know, that running game going to be A1. Hopefully Schlesinger is okay. But this is what's really going to tell us about Kevin Stefanski, because if they go out there and score 30 points, 40 points, you know, like, which we already know that your playbook or your play calling wasn't sufficient. Now, this is where we see about the quarterback. And it's crazy because they saying like Kevin, he's trying to throw Tommy Rees under the bus like he did Dorsey, because he let Dorsey, you know, call the plays and then basically tried to blame him, and they fired Dorsey at the end of the year. So is he doing the same thing with Tommy Rees is the question. Hopefully not. Hopefully Tommy Rees go out there and have them looking better than they did. I don't know if I necessarily could say good or great out there. Hopefully he can have them looking good. My main thing is, I don't want Kevin Stefanski calling plays for Shedeur Sanders. No. Especially the way that it seemed like you just don't like him and you didn't want to play him. It looks like that too. Like, all right, well, just have y'all way, but if we gonna let him play, I'm not calling the plays for him. Hopefully it wasn't on that type of time though. You know, like, you know, Stefanski trying to go down. If I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down with the ship. Which it seemed like he's not, because, dude, this is your quarterback. You're supposed to go down with the ship. Call the plays for your quarterback then until it's over with. But I think he's trying to prove a point. Like, I don't have the sufficient players. That's why we look like that. It don't matter who calling the plays. I could call the plays. Tommy Reese could call the plays. We still going to be a bad team. So I think that's what he might be trying to show. But you better hope. And it's crazy, like, to hope against your own team that they don't look good to prove you right. But it seems like that's what he's trying to do. You know, like, we still don't look good. So he's trying to prove himself right. You know, like, with Kevin Stefanski, you know you're wrong, my guy. You said all of these things, and you did not give them a full quarterback competition. You ended up getting rid of all the old guys, and now the young guys are just out here to do it on their own. Now, with the Shedeur Sanders injury, I don't know about it. I do think he might have hurt his back doing something, which I don't know he could have hurt his back doing. I heard another philosophy out there that he might not want to play.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Like, I don't want to play for y'all. Y'all bums, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to play for y'all yet, you know? Or, you know, like, because we had a shoulder injury, we had a back injury. Where are they coming from if you're not getting reps? Are you going this hard on the third team reps or second team reps? You going that hard? You going that crazy to mess your shoulder up and mess your back up? And I don't know, man. He went to see his dad. Hopefully his dad gave him a peace of mind. You know, like during the bye week, he went to see his dad. So we saw that with him in Prime. And hopefully, you know, he got to talk with his dad. And, you know, I know his mind is right. I know he's trained right. But it's just going through this, you know, you feel kind of sorry for him. But you are a 5th round pick, you know, and Dylan Gabriel is a 3rd round pick. So at the least, we know that he's going to get one more game. Another thing about this one more game is they played the Jets. The Jets just made 2 massive trades. They just traded Sauce Gardner. They traded Sauce Gardner to the Colts, and they just traded Quentin Williams to Dallas. Those are the 2 biggest pieces in their defense. So what does that tell you? The Browns should go out there and have a field day, shouldn't they? The Browns should go out there and have a field day on Sunday because the Jets, they basically just showed you that they sold. They tanking. They basically said, we blowing this thing up. We want to lose. So the Browns, Tommy Reese should, he about to go out there. Dylan Gabriel should be out there looking like a baby Mahomes. He about to go out there, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, Quishan, 100 yards. That offense better be out there going bonkers because we all know that the Jets are selling. Hopefully we don't get no bad news. We gonna know that because you know Awesome Tate's gonna be here Monday like, yo. Hey, but we gonna see, y'all. You know I had to drop one. I didn't drop earlier this week, you know, because I wanted to see everything that was going on. We were waiting on this talk from Kevin Stefanski. I was waiting to see anything. Was he gone or what was going to happen? But he gave up the play calling. So it's up to Tommy Reese now to get our offense together. We do have pieces. The trade deadline ended yesterday. We did not sell. We sold on one transaction. That was somebody who doesn't play. It was Joe Tyron Shayinka for a 2026 6th-round pick. So I don't know what we're going to do with that pick. I don't know what. I mean, they just making moves. Hey, but CJ Tillman is back. So hopefully, I mean, that's another weapon. He's kind of, you know, big weapon because Bond, you know, he's a little smaller and he was the number 2 receiver just coming in. So that was, you know, kind of a drastic move. But Bond could go more to the slot now. Tillman in, you know. Hopefully it opens a little more up for Judy. We know, well, we don't know, but hopefully Tommy Reese knows to get your playmakers more involved in the game than to have 2 targets all game. So I'm expecting Jared Judy to have a decent game. I'm expecting him to have a game because you don't have Sauce on you. And, you know, Tommy Reese, I mean, they should get a little jolt, you know, in the arm. They should get it's like a shot in the arm. They should be all right. We're going to see what they going to do, y'all. I do have faith. I'm not going to say I don't. I do have faith because Tommy Reese, he wants to be a coach. He wants to be a head coach. So he's going to go out there and coach his ass off. That's what I'm thinking. He's going to call some good plays. He wants to be a coach somewhere. Even if they offer him a college job, your playbook, they got to show your playbook and your play calling, and I think this is his audition for that. So I don't think that he is going to try to mess that up. I think the Browns have sufficient players to show that. I just think Kevin Stefanski's playbook was stale, and the team was starting to give up on him. So hopefully Jerry Jeudy get his mind in the game. You know, Joku get his mind in the game. We got Cedric Tillman back. We got Fannin. Quinshon Judkins coming back. And then Gabriel, you in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to see what Tommy Reese do. We're going to see what his play calling do. We're going to get ready for this game against these Jets, y'all. We know they selling. Hopefully, we put it out, y'all. Hey, like what I say, I get it. You got it. We good. We out, y'all. Till the next time. Holla.